2028, the cruise ship, the Calypso Tide, disappeared between Bermuda and Puerto Rico. You were aboard that ship. A strange geomagnetic storm raged all around you before suddenly dying down. For a moment, the ship seemed suspended, somewhere unknown, somewhere unseen. You lost consciousness and awoke sometime later on a beach in a strange place. I'm gonna pause really quick because I want to tell y'all that this is not going to be that kind of video. I'm not going to be doing a whole storytelling throughout this whole tutorial. That is not what this video is about. It's not about the lore. If y'all would want me to do a video like that, then let me know. But yeah, upon waking up, you'll wake up on this land, beautiful, although very dangerous. So watch out for the weather. That thunder will light you up. No pun intended. First thing you need to be doing as soon as you get here is be picking up food. We all know food is a valuable resource. I'm going to be showing you some areas that you can hit as a new player that can be very useful that I didn't even know when I was a newer player, but it will give you a really good start. It's like a starter kit, just a starter kit that you have to hunt down and find, which is also a little bit more interesting if you think about it, instead of it just being given to you. For the story mission, you have to head over to that big radar tower with the red light in the sky, looking like an alien invasion is about to start. But for right now, we are going over here by this crashed plane where there's a big body of water, because there is a cave over here that actually has a dead body in it. Also, there's a chest in there for you to search when you're starting. Now, I didn't even know this when I was starting. I found this out through just traversing the land, but there is, I'd say, 2 locations where you can get starter loot. This one, when you first load in though, you just walking, going towards the radar tower, keep looking towards your left, you'll see the crashed plane, and then follow the path towards the cave. Now, the dead bodies loot is guaranteed. The chest loot, I don't know if that's guaranteed or not, but more than likely, it is going to be somewhat the same, if not exactly the same loot pool. We have finally arrived at the comms tower. Now, when you first get up here, the thing that you need to do for the story mission is you need to interact with this node. Now, when you interact with that node, you can read it if you want, but make sure you take that axe, because that axe, you will need it. I'm happy sitting here sorting out my inventory actually yielded some benefits, because the sun is finally coming out and I can show y'all the other starter kit chests without you having to squint and look for it like an old librarian. I would like to tell you before heading over to that, break these crates with your axe. You can break crates like this all around the map. They will sometimes drop things. And what I mean by it'll drop things, like it will drop completely random stuff, and it can drop high value things too. So I wouldn't skip out on breaking these at all, really. This is the 3rd loot chest that you can get when you're first starting, so it can be part of your starter kit. You have to aim at this camera on the side of the building, and you have to jump and grab onto the camera. You have to jump around and get onto that ledge, and then jump up here onto this platform. You have to aim at the corner right there that we're looking at right now. You have to run and jump. You have to get a very good running start, because if you don't, then you're not going to make it. So you run and jump and grab onto it. Now you're up there where the chest is. The chest is going to be on top of this glass. And it will be this little toolbox right here. Onto this chest. Now hop on top of this railing. Jump into the water. Get a running start if you need to, but make sure you have enough stamina, unlike I did. I just did it and didn't think about it. You can drown in this game, and you will die in the water and lose all of your loot. So be careful. Be smarter than I was. The boulder that we're staring at is the objective. Not for the story missions, but for starter loot. You have to get on top of the boulder from the left side. You can't go on it from any other side. Click your jump button, and there's your chest. Now that we found all the starter chests that I know of, we can go ahead and head to the docks where they want us to find this survivor. Now that you found the survivor, her name is Wade, you will be needing to make some bandages through fiber. You need 10 fiber for every quick bandage that you make. I call it quick bandage because It's quickly crafted in your inventory. There is another way to make it, and it'll be cheaper if you make it that way. But for starting players, you only have this to resort to. Now, starting this mission, I actually ran into some storage problems, and I forgot to mention that those chests that are just laying around that we've searched, you can actually put your loot in those chests, and your loot will stay in them. Instead of dropping everything like I got a gun pointed at me, I went back to the chest, and I put all my stuff inside of the chest until I get the schematic to actually create chests. Once you get enough fiber, you're gonna need to go into your inventory and look at the right side of your inventory. There's a quick crafting tab. You'll need to make 2 of those bandages and go back to Wade. Now, I know you see this other mission on my screen called Primitive Weapons. That's for you to make a bow, but that's not part of the story. I already did that in another world. It actually carries over worlds when it comes down to the side missions, depending on what character you're using. I don't know if it works when you're not the host of the world. You will, however, need to do the side quests if you do want to make better weapons. It unlocks the weapon bench. Accept that making fire quest from Wade and tell her you'll talk to her later. To make a fire, you will need 10 sticks and 5 stones. Rocks, if you will. Stone is such a broad term. I don't know why they called it stone. You can find this stuff just about anywhere, really. Rocks are always on the ground, and so are sticks. But you can also chop a tree and get the tree to drop some sticks for you. Sticks only come from trees when you first knock it down. They don't keep coming afterwards. Make sure you're getting a lot of stick and fiber because you're going to need stick and fiber to make floors for the next quest. This is how much you'll need of 1 full square of flooring. Now you will need 2 full square floorings for the trick that I'm about to show y'all for this next quest. So just make sure that you get enough for that at the same time of doing this quest, so you can knock 2 birds out with 1 stone. To get an extra mile in your preparation for the next quest, you can also be gathering 10 wood, 3 tree sap, and 20 fiber because you'll need it to make the workbench. After gathering all those resources, you can sit down your campfire and then go talk to Wade.
Hey, are you busy? I have something. What do you want?
Okay, so I'm about to show y'all a little trick to make this hut a place for your workbench, because typically it would take more resources for you to do and more time for you to do. So what I do is just place those 2 floor mats right there. You don't have to beat them with your hammer like you would have to beat everything if you weren't putting it in this hut, but you can if you want to. I mean, it matters on however the heck you want it to look. All you have to do is put the workbench in here, and there you go, your quest is done. There are some resources in this shed, so make sure you clean the shelves first before you put this in front of the shelves. I actually had mines against the left side of the shed, but in this world, I don't know why I just couldn't do it, but I have it on one of my other worlds. Of course, you go back to Wade after you're finished with that quest to continue on. And the next quest, you will be making a beacon of hope. The beacon of hope is used to station survivors at a refuge that you've built, and they will help you defend it. And they also have items for you to trade, and they'll have quests for you. So they're pretty useful. You can make multiple bases, of course, so you'll be able to set multiple of those down. To make one, you'll need 5 wood and 10 rocks. We're not about to keep calling this stone. You can place this down wherever you want. You don't have to put any floor mats down or a roof or anything like that on it like you'd have to with a couple of the other items. After putting it down, interact with it. I'm not going to be reviewing all the stuff that they're already giving you a tutorial on. Just read all the stuff. What you'll have to do is you'll have to click on the survivor area and add Wade in there. If you make a base elsewhere, you can move Wade to there and remove her from this camp. It's really all about preference, but I do recommend that you make your first base around by this boat. If I were you, I wouldn't use the beacon around my base. I would use it more so off to the side of my base, because the beacon attracts the enemies, and when the enemies come, they will fight to the death and destroy things. Even your chest and stuff will drop on the floor, and it will just be a hazard. So it's just best to make like a little recreational area. Starting the quest Ship Shape, you will have to continue talking to Wade about it. Now, this is the quest that is leading you towards starting to play PvP. There's an update coming up that would let you do PvE expeditions. So that'll be in the next update coming December 17th. Hopefully this video will be out before then. But as of now, December 15th, we still have to go and do PvP. But going out on the expeditions, they actually yield more items when you go out. So it's actually really fun to go out to the expeditions instead of staying on your own world to do stuff. Just gotta pray you make it back home. To fix the ship, you will need 20 wood, 10 string, and 3 rawhide. You get rawhide from killing hyenas. There's different variants of hyenas, but you can also get it from other enemies, but we're just going to focus on hyenas because you're going to be nowhere close to being ready for those other enemies. There should be some dead hyenas at the docks that you can chop up, but around this time, you should also have the schematic for you to be able to make chests. Chests can be placed on walls, roofs, floors. They can be placed almost anywhere as long as you have a building mat placed for them to attach to. After fixing the boat, you can't be Kodak Black yet. You have to go and look for Wade's friend. But before you even do that, you're going to have to hunt down some food because at this time, you're going to be hungry. I just went ahead and took the food that I had and went towards the location that we have to be at and made my fire pit over there. And there was also hyenas waiting for me at the door. So that's extra food for me to cook. If you didn't get where I was going, turn your back to the boat and turn to the right and you will see a very big opening with rocks piled looking like a pathway, because it is a pathway. Go through there and turn to your left and you will see the cave that I'm at right now. Well, in front of right now. I stopped to make me some food, and you can also just go ahead and while you're going through your world, start building things, you know, making little workbenches around in your realm because you will need them, and always going back to your base isn't always going to be an option. And it's also going to be very much annoying to have to keep doing. So it's best for you to just start laying some of this stuff around for you to have access to. When entering the cave, it's best that you have a torch. You will need the torch. It's not necessary completely, but you will need it if you have a hard time seeing in. These hyenas really do not play. As you're going into this cave, there's also other resources on the ground that you can mine up with your pickaxe, but that's not what we're worried about right now. We're worried about finding Jess, and as you come in, just keep going straight to the left side, and you will find Jess right here. Sadly, the hyenas already got to her, so she's dead. But you'll have to pick up the map, and you will have to interact with her dead body because there's going to be things in her dead body that you can also take. Yes, that's your first pistol. Congratulations. Rule of thumb before you go running around with your little pew-pew. I would not take anything into an extraction unless you can make it 3 or 4 more times. I also wouldn't even use it because the resources aren't always that easy to get. Handguns you can also put in any slot in your equipped inventory. What you're gonna have to do is go back and talk to Wade and talk to her about her friend. Now you can drive the boat. But I'm going to go and show you where you'll need to be using these items that you're going out to go get. You will need to get a screwdriver and 2 electrical wires, bring them up this hill and go back to this radar tower, well, comms tower, and use them on the door so you can open the door. You're going to need a lot more items after you enter here, and that's where it starts getting harder. If I were you, I would look at my map and start going to the harbor a lot because you're going to need to be hitting there. That's a very good hotspot for these items that you're going to be needing. But if your luck is any better than mine and you see a power supply brick, if I were you, I would grab it because you're going to need it. It honestly took me a whole day just to find one of those. What's up, y'all? I know I just cut in the middle of it starting to really get good, but if y'all are enjoying the video, please leave a like and subscribe. And I also stream whenever possible on Twitch, so if you want to see me streaming this game live, you can pop in on Twitch and watch me whoop some butt. My bad. I was in the middle of an extraction yesterday, and I wanted to show y'all that I was at the harbor and I got a power supply brick. Power brick. I keep calling it a power supply brick. A power brick. And you will get them a lot more from off of these shelves than you would get them inside of a chest. That's the same thing with electrical wires. I would like to say if you are having a hard time while you're doing extractions, you can find electrical wires in your own world. Screwdrivers, you cannot. Like I said, for those of you who don't really like PvP, there is a PvE mode coming out on the 17th of December. So that's tomorrow because now it's 5 a.m. and I'm still making this video. Upon entering the comms tower, there will be a lot of stuff for you as of weapons, just a whole bunch of different wares. Do not take them and use them. When you go and do an extraction, only use your bow. I'm telling you, do not use the stuff I have already told you. If you cannot make it or have it 3 or 4 times, even the little minor materials that are just laying on the shelves, you can just leave it because if you leave it there, it's basically stored there. It won't go anywhere. Just like the weapons, if they're out in the open, so what? They're not going to go anywhere. As usual, the chests you can reuse. The shelves you cannot reuse. You will have to go to this little station right here, and this is where you will have to come back to when you get all of these items. You can get some iron ingots while you're on your own solo world, You don't have to go to an extraction for that. You do have to go to an extraction for a power brick and for a walkie-talkie. You can find iron ore if you mine it during an extraction in the area that I'm about to show you, and you can get metal scraps in any chest. It's easiest found when you're on the island, but if you're on Pioneer's Landing is your private world. These are the 3 areas where you can find it. They have little mine symbols like this. These are the 3 areas where you can find it and you can mine it up. Be warned that on Pioneer's Landing that it will take a really long time to regenerate those ores after you mine them. If you've been following along and doing all the quests how we've been doing them, you're gonna have to start now doing a lot of side quests so you can start doing the quest Molten Metal. You can't get to that quest until you do all of these side quests. If you've already done these side quests, you'll see a side quest called Molten Metal, and that's the quest that you need to do so you can unlock the furnace. This side quest initially unlocks after you do the quest Ship Shape, which is a main quest, and we are well beyond that. The reason you have to finish these side quests is because she can only show you, what, 3-4 quests at a time. It's also a really good time for you to make a bed too, because you'll need that for a respawn point, especially down the line when I show you guys a little trick that I will be doing. Continue talking with Wade so you can unlock the schematic and then tell her you'll talk to her later. Go ahead and pull up your build menu and click on the furnace. For the furnace, you will need 10 volcanic rocks, 2 metal bolts, 2 metal nuts, a metal pipe, and a pressure gauge. Everything you will have to get from an extraction except for volcanic rocks. You will get volcanic rocks from harvesting ores whenever you're in a cave or at a mine site. Make sure you have a pickaxe with you. Mine some ores up. Almost every time a volcanic rock will drop. To make a pickaxe, you'll need 2 fiber, 1 stick, and 2 rocks. I went to my other world because that's right where I'm at in this world, because after I got there in this world, I just kept doing PvP. I never really did my story missions. So here we are. Welcome to my humble abode. At this point, I highly advise you put on a backpack. I don't know if you went on an extraction and found a good backpack like this, but if you did, put on the adventurers backpack, because you will need to be using this backpack specifically, because there's going to be a big battery that you have to have, and it's going to take up a lot of space. Also, most of the weapons that you are about to be running into will be consuming more horizontal space than vertical. You will need to go and talk to Wade after you do what you need to do. Then you will need these 2 keys, a research annex key and a records key. The easiest method of getting these keys is searching a dead body or chopping the crates that I showed you in the beginning of the video with your pickaxe. Make sure that the dead body is naked, because that means that it's put there by the devs, unless somebody was really hurting for some loot. But the records key you can actually get from a bruiser, which is found at the harbor. It's an NPC that you can eliminate, and it's also found in a Foot Locker. The first 2 methods are the only way that you can find the annex key currently. Since we're already doing a tutorial, I think I might as well tell you that holding your right click, your aim button, will let you share food with animals, but you can also do that with sharing food with your friends and bandages with your friends. To get to Pioneer's Landing's docks, it's pretty easy. All you have to do is pull up your map, and your map is going to show an anchor icon that is circled in red. That's about the most guidance that they will ever give you. It's an extraction shooter mixed with a crafting game, so crafting games don't really give you that much guidance in general. Yeah, this random piece of chicken really confused me. Are the plants eating dodo birds? Now that we are where we need to be at, the building that is further ahead of me, not the one that's closest to me, but the one that's further ahead of me, you will have to go at the top of that building, and that's where the records office is. Remember to use these chests to your advantage, because there's going to be a lot of enemies here. You're probably going to just want to fight them, okay? But take the stuff off of their dead bodies and shove it into these chests so you can still come back and get whatever you couldn't take with you. I am now running into the building. Of course, I have to show y'all me going to the specific building because I don't want y'all to get confused and not know where the heck to go. But you can actually just go straight up those staircases right there that I just looked at and I'm looking at right now. Again, you can go up those staircases, and there will be another pair of staircases on the inside of the building. The staircases that I am looking at right now. As soon as you go up those stairs, make sure you just keep going straight. There's going to be a door on your left side, and it's with a red light. And that's the door that you have to go through. It says record office in the front of the door also. After unlocking the door and opening it, come inside and close the door if you're like me and didn't kill everybody. There is stuff all around for you to get if you want, but you don't really have to worry about that right now. Go up to the desk and read this note so you can complete your quest. After doing that, you'll get a new quest objective for you to go to the U-boat to find Fynn, and you will have to go to the submarine on your map. There's not going to be much talking here, but I want you to follow the same exact pathway that you see me taking. There is a little route down there, but this way that I'm going is faster. That area is bugged and they need to fix it. We are now at Fynn's front door. Don't mind me, I just stopped to cook some food and I had grabbed a bunch of items, so now I'm just dropping the items that I don't want to carry with me right now, that I want to put into a storage inside of a storage chest, so I can just come back and get it whenever I feel the need to. You should already have your research annex key. If you don't, I don't know what you've been listening to this whole video. You can now open this door and go ahead and go talk to Fynn. There's a gun in here. There's also some other things in here that you could take home with you. And starting your conversation with Fynn, he will give you a new quest. After you have completed that quest, you have to continue talking to Fynn. He wants you to locate the anomaly. After talking with Fynn, you will have to close his conversation and you will have to go to his desk and read his notes. After that, you have to talk to Fynn again, and this time he will give you quest items for you to use on the quest that he wants you to take. Fynn wants us to go to H3 on our map and repair the East Sector transmitter. Before even going there, I want to show you that this is what you'll need. You'll need 1 walkie-talkie, you'll need 10 electrical wires, you'll need 1 power brick, and the other items he already gave you. I'm going to go quiet now because I'm about to just show you the whole pathway of me getting there, because I know sometimes this stuff is very hard to find. I'm going to speed this up a bit though, so it doesn't take all day. If you've been following along, you would have already made your bed, but this is very useful for if you go somewhere and you just want to hurry up and get back to your base, or if you're on the floor bleeding out, go back to the main menu and then go back into your game after selecting your character and selecting your world. And what this will do is it will turn you, it will take you all the way back to your base, even if you're on the floor bleeding out, and you won't die. And you'll still have all of your stuff on you. But this only works in solo world, and they also just might patch this. So yeah, it's kind of an exploit. I can say that, but come on, bro. Who wants to run all the way back to there? Do you not know how long we just freaking ran? I'm literally in my wheelchair sweating thinking about that hike. This is the trick that I was telling y'all about when I told y'all to lay y'all beds down. I came back with all of my items and I submitted them. After you submit them, you will have to go back and talk to Fynn and make sure you got your guns ready. The pathway that you're going to be taking is more than likely topside, and these AI do not play. Yeah, bro, I got sat. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I'm definitely not about to leave my dead body over here in this hot zone, though. You know dang well I exited to the menu, bruh. Back to the home room I go. This is the perfect time to show y'all that I wasn't lying though. You do respawn right here, even if you're bleeding out with all of your items. But I don't know, like I said, they might patch it. They more than likely are. After having that conversation with Fynn, he wants us to go and find Vlad in sector E2. I'm gonna go out and say this right now. Before going to Vlad, you're gonna need some brown sugar. You might as well start stacking up on brown sugar. I don't know if you can get brown sugar while you're on Pioneer's Landing, but I know that you can get it in Western Island. Western Island is the PvP world. Pioneer's Landing is your private world. Just remember that. Lost Risk Wiki currently says that you will need 3 brown sugar when talking to Vlad, and you will need 3 brown sugar when talking to Fynn. So yeah, stack up on brown sugar. I'm about to go quiet and let you just follow me to Vlad. All there's left to do is cross this body of water. I can already see his hut from over here. When I pulled up, bro was going through initiation. I'm not gonna lie. I saw him fighting these hyenas. I just go ahead and let it happen. I wanted to see if he had it. He already knocked 2 down. Why not see if he can knock the last one down? Yep, I had to help with that one. It's all right, though. We all make mistakes. Go ahead, get back on your feet, my boy. Let's see what you got. There's another one coming.
Trying to find cover now.
Yeah, I don't even think I want to recruit him no more. After conversating with him, you will get a new objective for your quest, and it will be to bring Vlad some brown sugar. Remember, I told you, while you're out on your extraction, make sure that you stack up on brown sugar. Come back to Vlad with 3 packs of brown sugar. I don't know exactly how much you'll need, but I have 3. All right, so we're stopping this video here. I will be making another part of this video for Western Island, for Pioneer's Landing. I said Western Island, for Pioneer's Landing. We should be getting a new map also with this new update. So this whole story is on Pioneer's Landing, and then there will be a whole another tutorial that I would do for the separate world. But right now we're still on Pioneer's Landing. I just want to get this out before the update comes. So I will see y'all in the next video. Peace.